today we're getting into part 6 of What If Naruto Was an Otsutsuki. Before you do anything, of course, go into the description, follow me on Twitter, and join the Discord. Now, as always, I want to once again thank you for all the support this channel has gotten over the past few days. I went from 163 subscribers to 200 something, which is crazy to me. So, thank you all very much. But of course, I always do this, so skip ahead if you don't like this. But only 11% of the people who watch these videos are subscribed, and if you want to be PogChamp, then you should subscribe as well. But now let's get straight into part 6. What if Naruto was an Otsutsuki? Now we start where part 5 ended off. Naruto was starting training with Kakashi and Yamato, who were there as a small help for the prodigy Otsutsuki, as they can master the Rasengan's power and even master it fully into a new jutsu. Now, as Naruto is an Otsutsuki, and his chakra kernel is in general better than it was in the original, this wasn't as hard. But it still took him around 1.5 weeks, so he actually had some free time this time, which he used to try and talk to Hinata a bit, which kind of worked out, but also not. She just passed out in embarrassment most of the time, but Naruto just smiled, laughed a little, turned around, and went back home, and just to do some general small training until the date of the fight finally rolled around. As Shikamaru was dealing with Hidan, Naruto cracked his knuckles at the sight of Kakuzu. Naruto formed his hands into a plus shape, making two clones who all put their hands together. First the normal Rasengan formed, but then with the wind chakra, made it look more whitish until finally the shuriken started to form. And once it was complete, Kakuzu was astounded at the jutsu he was seeing. Kakuzu had already transformed against Kakashi and the others, so the only thing Naruto now had to do was hit. And that's exactly what he did. The Otsutsuki jumped into the air as high as he could, then flew at him with the Rasen Shuriken, which once it hit, destroyed Kakuzu on a cellular level, leaving him only a husk of his original power, now dead. Shikamaru was doing very well against Hidan until luring him into the trap. Today, they had gotten rid of two Akatsuki members, which meant two big threats gone from the ninja world. Now, once Naruto had gotten his victory and tried to celebrate with Sakura, on them both having gotten rid of the Akatsuki in the last few months or so, a terrible message awaited Naruto. As he walked into the Hokage office, there stood a small toad with wrinkles and hair indicating that it was very old. Once the toad saw Naruto, he sighed, knowing what is about to come to this young boy. Looking at Tsunade, the Hokage nodded at the sage creature, who then spoke up. Naruto boy, I, I know we have terrible news for you. Jiraiya boy has perished mid-battle. Naruto was shell-shocked to hear this. Laughing, Naruto said, Alright, enough of this joke, what actually happened? Expecting Jiraiya to come out any second now, but the look on all of their faces told Naruto everything he needed to know. His master has died in the midst of battle. Naruto walked out not saying a word, not criticizing Tsunade and how she could have prevented this, or even screaming in general. He was just silent, and as he walked out, drops could be heard on the floor every odd second. Naruto just wanted to be alone, but the person that he had helped out in a time of need was now there to help him. Shikamaru was at his window, knocking to come in. Naruto's pale face looked up, and opened the window to let him in, and they both talked about their senseis, and Shikamaru, after showing him Kurenai, who was pregnant with Asuma's baby, said, It is time for us to become the ninja. It is time for us to become the entrusted, so we'll have to train like hell. If we want to become super cool ninja like Jiraiya and Asuma, that is. Naruto smiled for the first time in a good day or so. When Naruto, Shikamaru, and the other woman finally cracked the code of the message, they were left confused. The real one is not amongst them. However, Naruto did not have as much time to think as he wanted to have, as he now needed to start training, just like Shikamaru said, and become a Sage Moon Master. When the training began, Fukusaku was very surprised when he sensed an energy in Naruto. It was an energy similar to those told in legends of one of the great sages, but they had no time to dwell on it, as Pain was surely on his way to destroy the Konoha and finally get revenge on the Leaf Village, so they started training immediately. At first, Naruto mastered Sage Oil Enhanced, assisted Sage Mode, but that wouldn't really work for him, as told the oil evaporates when you're not in Mount Miyaboku. So after a while of training, he had fully mastered the art of Sage Mode and become one of the very little amount of people who had learned Sage Mode in general. When Naruto finally returned to Leaf Village, the only thing he could hear was Sakura screaming his name as their entire village was destroyed, giving Naruto a new motivation, not just to revenge his master, but to get revenge for his village. As Naruto appeared with his thoughts, the fight almost instantly began, as Naruto entered his Sage Mode and instantly blitzed and wiped out both the human and animal path as fast as possible for him, surprising pain as Naruto stared at the Diva path, his eyes having a slit in them, giving his eyes the look that they had in KCM2 Sage Mode, as he had enough of this. His anger was great enough to go into QB Chakra mode as well. Well, not QB Chakra mode, I meant just general QB Chakra. The Naraka path was wiped out. The Asura path was wiped out. And even the Preta path was not wiped out. Naruto's rage was uncontrollable, causing Pain to outmaneuver him rather easily as his movements were erratic, and trap him to the ground with chakra rods. When Naruto told him how disgusting he was, he asked how else to achieve true peace, but Naruto had no answer, only telling him that this way was just wrong, which could not at all convince Pain to stop. However, one person ran to his defense. Hinata Hyuga, who had activated her own jutsu, the Lion Twin Fists, had come to help him, breaking even some of the chakra rods, until the diva picked her up and threw her into the ground with Chibaku Tensei, killing her in the process. Anger. Naruto could not feel any emotion except for anger, as his skin tore off, Kyubi chakra revealing itself underneath, enveloping his body, going into his seven-tailed form, and starting to fight Pain, who was overpowered almost instantly and torn apart by Naruto, whose anger and feeling of loss caused him to not let the Diva Path die like that. He made it suffer for all the pain he had caused Naruto himself. When Naruto finally wiped out the Diva Path, his anger was still uncontrollable, and he almost let the complete Nine Tails loose, but a hand stopped him. Hakuro Otsutsuki was standing in front of him, smiling. He was finally able to meet his son, who had sacrificed his life, for pulling him into a hug to which Naruto reciprocated. After a short conversation, Hakuro Otsutsuki was finally able to move on into the afterlife, as he had finally seen his proudest and biggest achievement, his son. When Naruto was back in his human form, he sat down, wiping away a tear, until picking up a chakra rod, stabbing it into himself, activating Sage Mode, now having finally sensed the one that had caused all this pain. After Naruto had arrived at the tree, he entered in, surprising both Nagato and Kono greatly. Seeing Nagato, Naruto just said, I, I am holding back my rage, my fury. Give me the reason as to why you commit such atrocities. Nagato complied, telling Naruto his story, but Naruto had finally found an answer to the question that Pain had asked him so long ago. Then I'll end this curse. If there is such a thing as peace, then I shall grasp it. I'll never give up. Nagato realized where that line truly came from, and Naruto held up the book Jiraiya had given him so long ago, telling Pain that he will achieve that true peace, which caused Nagato to even smile shortly, until clapping his hands together. I I shall believe in you then. Nagato performed the rune rebirth, causing every soul that was taken from the leaf by him to be restored. Now I'm going to end this part off right here. I hope you all enjoyed. I tried to really give this some oomph in terms of writing. This is Rose Gold, and I am out.